How's it going, everybody? Doing a Xbox One Gum Chewing Whispering collection video here today. Got 63 games in this collection. It's my biggest collection since probably the original NES when I was young, but my mom would give me a lot of games. I'd get games from my mom, dad, grandma, and everything. And I didn't sell them back then, obviously, so it built up. I did have a nice PS3 collection for a bit back in like 2009, 10. Well, actually, that collection would have went from 2007 to 2010. But some of this collection was built by you guys as well. I think there's 13 games. I'm going to show those first. Some of those are still sealed, so I know the last one I got, the person wanted to kind of see a gameplay, so I will get to that at a point. But if there's anybody who wants to see any of the other ones as well, just let me know, and I can pop those open. I also have about 10 or 11 games that I bought for myself. They're still sealed as well. That's the thing. I see these things on sale. I grab them if they're cheap, So maybe I get around to playing some of them at some point. I don't know, or I don't. And there's also other games that I have open that I have not really spent a lot of time with. But anyway, I'm going to show the ones you guys have gotten for me first. I've done gameplay on like 6 or 7 of these. Dead Rising. These ones also are, the gifted ones are not in an order, and then the other ones are in alphabetical order. But I kind of wanted to put all the gifts together so I can thank everybody just right in the beginning. So thank you again to everybody who's got me a game. Or more than that in some cases. Thank you to everybody. Dead Rising. It's just an HD version of the classic 360 game. I think did it eventually make it to the PlayStation 3? I know 2 was on there, but did they put a version of the first one out? I don't know. They might not have. Awesome game. I got this when it came out, I was pumped for this for some reason. The original 360 one says has nothing to do with George A. Romero's Dawn of the Dead. Goes in a mall and involves zombies. Classic game though with Frank West, classic character. I know they changed his voice for 4, but he still kind of has that Frank West kind of attitude. It's a cool game. Ton of zombies on screen at once. It's just fun. The weapon combinations were not in this one, so when you went across that store that had like the axes and swords, that was like a big deal to get those weapons and stuff. You fight the psychos in this. The mall is a great setting for it. You're on a timer, but if you fuck up, you're still on a timer, but you can still play, but you can't beat the game officially. It's a fucking awesome game. It's in my top games of all time. I've talked about it before. I gotta find out where to put all these things when I'm done. Harry Potter collection, the Lego Harry Potter collection. I played these both back on the. Actually, I played this one on the PS3 and this one on 360. This is an HD remastered. I mean, it looks pretty much the same, I would think. But these games are awesome. I like Lego games, and if you like a franchise that Lego games about, you're really going to be into it. They're fun. There's great replayability and stuff. Tons of characters. This one's great because it's got all, I like Harry Potter, so. Definitely really cool. From this one that I got again, I beat this was the first one, duh. I beat this one again. I have not beaten this. I don't know if I've played this one yet. I've beaten the main game. I haven't, you got 100%, you gotta do a ton of shit. But it's fun. Assassin's Creed Chronicles. This has the 3 downloadable games in it. China, Russia, and India, I believe. It's cool. It's like 2D, but you can kind of go forward and backwards in the level. So it's like you're side-scrolling, but you also can move forward. It has a really cool look. I like it. It's just Assassin's Creed, just in a different angle or whatever you want to call it. You're still sneaking, you're hiding and stuff. You're throwing bodies into things. You're jumping off shit. This dude has a gun, so it adds a little bit to it. He has like the chakram type thing that Xena uses. So there's different little things in each one, and it looks really cool. I don't know, I liked it. I like these accessories in general, and they did a good job with how this is. Sega Genesis Classics. This has a poster in it as well. It's just 50 games for the Genesis Classics. You know, you got your Streets of Rage games, Shinobi, Shadow Dancer, the Sonics, Shinobi 3, the Golden Axe games, the Columns games, Shining Force, Shining in the Darkness, eSWAT. Just tons of Phantasy Star games are all on here. Virtua Fighter 2, Super Thunder Blade, the 2 Vector Mans, Toe Jam and Earl, both Toe Jam and Earls as well. A ton of stuff. It's awesome. If you're into the Genesis, it's well worth it. Just, you have pretty much all the heavy hitters on here except a few. But it's absolutely fun to play and go back and play those games. It's nice having them all in one area, you know, one little disc, boom, you throw them in. It's cool too. The setup's cool when it's like a kid's room from back in the day. That brings a lot of nostalgia for me. You got like Genesis posters and all the games on the shelf and stuff. Nothing looked better on a shelf case-wise like this than the original Genesis games that had the checkerboard pattern before they went to the shitty red pattern. The checkerboard pattern still, to this day, look amazing on a shelf. The cat is snoring and it's probably picking it up. Evil Within 2. This game was awesome. Extremely creepy. The combat was fun. It was kind of like a quasi-open world. You go into areas and you could do stuff in the area. Creepy looking enemies and shit. Bosses, I should say. You go into this machine and you gotta go back to save your kid. Your kid gets grabbed in the beginning. Takes place after the first one, obviously. Same guy. I only played a little bit of the first one, but I know it obviously takes place almost kind of right after. And you lose your kid, and then you get grabbed, and you gotta go back in the machine. And the town is there, and the town's fucked up, and now people are turning into shit. It's really cool, though. It's pretty long as well. You can craft bullets and shit like that as well. So you're gathering materials as collectibles to find and shit. Really cool game with it. The end song is a great cover of Ordinary World. I forget who does it. Oh, it's one of those bands of the 80s. Oh, God. It's not In Excess. Why do I keep thinking it? Either way, great game. I need to try to kind of breeze through these a little faster because I don't really want this going forever. I tweaked my back at work on Friday and just like sitting like this is starting to bother me a little bit. Call of Cthulhu, another good survival horror game. You know, Cthulhu universe here, so Insanity plays a part. It has a cool look, similar to like a Dishonored or a Bioshock, like in that vein. You rarely use a gun in this game. You gotta kill the Shambler. There's a character, the Shambler, you gotta kill. That's a cool little boss fight type thing. You gotta stab a painting with a proper knife. I think that's... I don't know if that's the Shambler there. I can't remember. I can't remember this guy's name to say. Private Investigator Pierce. He's slowly losing his mind. There's a couple different endings as well. I kept reading from the books, the Necronomicon or whatever, and I was answering in the language, the Cthulhu type language. So that played a part in my ending. Really cool game though. Alright, the rest of these are sealed now. We Happy Few. Looks cool still. It's like I want it for reasons because it looks cool. It has that explore futuristic 60s England. I think it's kind of more of a survival game, but I think it has horror elements as well. I think it involves drugs, right? Sniper 3. Sniper Elite 3. You're a sniper. This one takes place in North Africa, 1942, so you're doing World War II stuff. I mean, all these games, all the sealed games, even the ones I need to get around to playing. Some of them I actually already have played, though. Such as this one, I wanted it again, though, because that's what I put on my list, my wish list. Blair Witch. I played it when it came on Game Pass. I think it's actually off Game Pass now. But this is another creepy fucking game, man. They did real well. This game, you have your dog. That's kind of how your dog can find some stuff. Can it? I can't even remember. But you go into the woods and you come across the house from the first movie, and that's an awesome part. That part's creepy as fuck. Your guy kind of has like issues because he's in the war and stuff. So he's got the PTSD, and then like other things have happened. So I don't know. It's really cool and creepy. Kingdom Hearts 3. It looks fun. I played some of the one on the GBA to test, and I've tested the first two. When I used to get in my garage sales, I would test and play for a little bit. This one just looked really fun, so that's another reason I put it on my wish list. Need to check these all out. Ken Fillets, The Pillars of the Earth. I probably said his last name wrong. This is another one I put on there because it had a cool looking art style, similar like the Studio Ghibli stuff. I don't know how many chapters are actually out for it yet, but I know the person wants to see gameplay of this, so I will get around to that at a point. But like I said, it looked cool. It's kind of, you're just like playing through a story, which I kind of like these days, to be honest with you. Like, not a lot of, you're not doing a ton of like crazy shit. You're just kind of visual novel type stuff. This is one I played a ton of too when it was on Game Pass. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Another reason I put it on there because I enjoyed it and I wanted to finish it up. But it's made by the guy who did was at least a part of Symphony of the Night, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I don't know if he was making the originals on the NES or not, but it's in that same bay. It's fun, good combat, cool enemies and shit. You're getting different weapons and armors and stuff and powers. Last one is Watch Dogs, which I do want to play, actually. I kind of want to play through this one and then pick up the other ones, because it's a series that I kind of stayed away from for whatever reason. But I know you can hack everything in this. It's like part of the gameplay. Hack streetlights and shit. I need to tap on more of these. Okay, now into the games that I've purchased. So thank you again to everybody who got me any game or multiple ones. Here we got America's Greatest Game Shows, Wheel of Fortune, and Jeopardy. You can play these online, but you need to like join up to Ubisoft's thing. So we never did, but I've played with my fiance and her mother, so it's kind of a fun little game to play with other people for sure. And they're just both classic games. They don't have the actual people. It's not Pat Sajak or Vanna White or well, he was still alive when this came out. Alex Trebek. I think they actually have Alex Trebek's likeness for Jeopardy. Here come the other Assassin's Creeds I have. The only game I have without a case. Its official case, I should say. Assassin's Creed Unity. I've played a decent amount of this. It's frustrating as fuck and very glitchy. I've talked about in the past. I downloaded one of the free DLCs, which was really cool. And then I by accident thought I was going to a main mission, and I went to that one by accident, and now I'm stuck there. I have to do a certain amount of it to go back to the regular part of the game, which is annoying. But you're in Paris during the French Revolution, and once again, the game world's cool. It's more of a tighter version again of Assassin's Creed, because I think before that, Black Flag and 3 were a little much more open. Black Flag definitely was, and 3 was as well. Just went back to that same style. Syndicate kind of had that same, had a little bit of the tightness, but it wasn't open world, but it still just felt a little tighter than one in London. Which I need to buy again, because I bought that and sold it, but I loved it. Assassin's Creed Origins, this one takes place in ancient Egypt. I have not beaten this one. I've played maybe like 10, 12 hours of it. Looks amazing. It's classic Assassin's Creed with these games. It looks amazing. It's very open world. Like I said, the game world's very big. Side quests, the usual stuff. This is the deluxe edition, but I guarantee I bought this used, so I guarantee those codes were used. But you never know. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I'm pretty sure I did gameplay on this. I beat this. I think I did a review on this. This game was awesome. once again, giant world. This is like the Greek mythology. So that one's called Origins. This one takes place before that. Kind of stupid, but they don't call them assassins and Templars in this one, so I guess you can kind of say like it wasn't official yet until that one or whatever. It's like the Cult of Cosmos in this one, which is the only part really for me that, and the climbing that make it feel like Assassin's Creed, because it's very just much an awesome open world game. Like I've said in the past, in terms of if I was ranking my Assassin's Creed, this would be a little lower on the list. Not to say it's not fucking awesome. It's an open world game. It's fucking awesome. It's huge. It's fun. Tons of things to find, but it loses some of that Assassin's Creed. I don't know if Valhalla is the same. I've not played it. You could even say the same of Origins too. Kind of going in a different route. But still fucking awesome. Battlefield 1, I bought this dirt cheap because I wanted to play. I wasn't interested in the multiplayer. I wanted to play the war stories, which I've played a lot of them, and they're really fun. They're all kind of different. You're using different people throughout that time. Some cool missions. There was one where you're on a blimp and shit. That was fucking awesome. It was going down. Use tanks and shit. It was really good. I need to finish the rest of those missions because they're actually really cool. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. I've only played a little bit of this. I didn't actually not played this version. I had it on the 360 briefly, and I played some of it there. I need to go back to it. This one I bought at Five Below for $5. I had already played it. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, but I actually really liked it. That's why I got it again. It's cool because it was different. This one's like more futuristic. You actually do some missions in space. There's like little side missions. You go to like a derelict ship and shit. There's a little bit of space combat in the ship, not a ton. But it's just, I really liked it a lot because it was just different. I don't know how far in the future it takes place. But I bought it again because it's $5. I really liked it though. I really like this one as well. Call of Duty World War II. This took it back to World War II. Looks awesome. Very intense. They got some known actors in here. I think Josh Duhamel's in here. He's kind of a dick. But he is, but he isn't. You know, one of those types that they have in movies and shit. But the campaign was really fun. I want to go back and play more of that. I want to play more of the campaign to kind of do other shit. And there's some like sneaking stuff. You had to like disguise yourself at one point and steal documents and shit. So it was a little varied as well. The Dark Pictures games. The third one comes out soon, so I can't wait to get that. House of Ashes, I believe it's called. But here's the first one, Man of Medan. These games are like a point-and-click type game, but you are doing stuff. It's a lot of button pressing. Usually have 5 characters. All of them could live. All of them can die. A few could live, whatever the ending will be based on that. This one you end up on a ship, like a ghost ship, but there's like a twist there to how things happen the way they did and shit, and I think it's really, it was really well done. Same people who do these did Until Dawn, which I have not played, which Until Dawn's the same thing. Same kind of game. And you can play by yourself, or you can play with other people online, and it switches back and forth, or you can play at home in movie mode with other people, and you can do certain parts. Kind of get graded. This one's creepier. This one's creepier than the second one, Little Hope, although I did like this one better because of the setting. This one's in like a Massachusetts-type town. The Salem witch trials are involved. Once again, another pretty good twist in this one. There's some collectibles to find. This has the kid from Where the Millers, and I think he was in at least the first Maze Runner. He's been in a bunch of movies. I forget his name. I like this one better overall. It's got this Blair Witch looking thing on the front. Because it was just a creepier setting, but it wasn't as scary as the first one. But really cool though. Check these out if you're into the kind of walking around trying to find things and shit. Multiple ending type games. This is a sealed game. Desperados III. I got this fairly recently for like $11 off Amazon. It's like a Western tactical strategy RPG, which I'm kind of getting in the mood for those, so I'm picking them up. There's a few more in here. Definitely cool though. I'll have to play that at some point. Destroy All Humans. I picked this up from Gamefly for like 10, 12 bucks. Never played it originally when it was on the Xbox, and I think it came out on the PS2 as well. I don't think they were on the GameCube. There's a second one as well, which I think they're remaking the second one also. I always wanted to play it though. You're an alien and you're destroying all humans. You got all types of crazy powers and stuff. You can possess people and shit. So maybe I'll get to it at some point. Doom. I've not beat this, but this game, I played some of this. This one I got a garage sale, but I played it at another point. I might have rented it or something. Oh no, I might have played it on Game Pass. This game is super fast, like the classic Dooms back in the early 90s. It's fast. Your generic gun doesn't even, it has infinite bullets and shit. It's really fun. Shit's blowing up. Demons are everywhere. It really is. Yeah, it's intense. It says right on the back too. Brutally fast. This is what I've been playing. Some of Dragon Quest XI. Echoes of Elusive Age just came out, I believe, on the DS or the 3DS. It's really cool. Looks beautiful. Fun fighting style I've liked. Use this guy. He does not speak. You're the luminary, and some people hate you, but then you have your crew here. I've not gotten all of them yet. I like you. You gotta do different strategies in battle. You can line up your characters different so people in the front take the brunt of the hits and shit. Really cool. I need to get back into it. Here comes the Final Fantasy section. She is really snoring loud. It's getting freaking frustrating. Like, she can't just sleep without snoring. What are you gonna do? Final Fantasy X-10-10-2 HD Remaster. I obviously have talked about 10-2 a shit ton. I talk about it as much as I talk about Gladius. Love 10-2. 10 is a classic as well. And it's in HD now. This 10th Final Fantasy X has the remaster of the soundtrack as well. This 10-2 does not. Classic characters. I mean, two classic games that still hold up in terms of graphically on the PS2 as well. Maybe I'll open this. I got it because this was like $15 on Amazon. I got this one when I was in Florida. I mentioned Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age, which is an HD remaster of this one. I have it on PS2 as well. I put about 9 hours into it on PS2, like back in 2017. I'll probably start up again on here. This adds a new Zodiac job system, battle mechanics. It was fun. It has a different, has the Final Fantasy 15, or this is what it came first, fighting style. So it's turn-based, but you're moving around. This was $10 at Walmart in Florida, so I bought it. And there's another one that's going to come later, which is Final Fantasy, but I didn't put it in with the other ones. Final Fantasy 15. I love this game. This is awesome. Driving around in a car here. Let me see if I can remember. I always forget him. He's Noctis. He's the main guy I use. Ignis is the one back here. This is Gladio or Gladiolus and Prompto. He has the guns. You drive around in your car. It's just cool. It's the 4 characters. Good chemistry. You can pick up old soundtracks and listen them to your car to old soundtracks of Final Fantasy. Some massive boss fights, especially this one thing that's like a mountain. Great soundtrack again. A lot of people couldn't stand this game. I actually really fucking liked it. I beat it and it was fun. It's typical Final Fantasy storyline. Shit's going down. World's gonna end type stuff. And the last of the Final Fantasies, Final Fantasy Type 0 HD. I believe this was originally a PSP game. It's another one I got because it's like $8 on eBay sealed. I've not opened it. Looks like you're at like a school or something. Eventually I'll get around to playing it. Oh look, it has a demo for Final Fantasy 15. I should check that out. Well, I've been playing and talked about Gears Tactics. Having fun with this one. It's just a tactical game in the Gears of War universe, and it fits very well just by the way the original just as well from that standpoint. Because I think the original Gears of War like almost set up like tactical RPGs in a way. It does well. You use a guy named Gabe, and there's another dude in there. I forget his name, an older guy. He's right here. You're fighting all the classic characters from Final Fantasy, Gears of War. The enemies that I can't remember are the Locusts. I know the name of the Locusts, but they all different ones have different names. Like the little ones that run at you, and there's the regular foot soldiers, and there's the Tickers. I know that you can kick them; they blow up. And there's bigger enemies like the Brumac or the Corpser. You're going after this guy, Yukon or something like that he's called. Really fun tactical game though. Upgrade stuff. You can find loot chests in the level if you want to go grab them. There's rare ones, common ones, stuff. It's really cool though. I really like this a lot. It's a double pack. Gears of War 4, Gears of War Ultimate Edition, not Gears of War 4, and a rare replay. Gears of War is a fucking classic. I remember playing it in 06. This one adds scenarios that were on the PC version that were not on the Xbox 360 version. I remember I was playing it and I'm like fighting a Brumac. I'm like, when the hell did this happen? I don't remember this. And I was like, oh shit, it was on the PC version, I guess. But it's classic. It looks pretty good. It was fun to go back and play it. I beat it again. It was fun. And Rare replays just old classic Rare games back from like the Spectrum and Vectrix. Maybe it's the Vectrix. Up until the 360. A lot of good stuff on there. Cobra Triangle from the NES. I was happy to see that on there. No Captain Skyhawk though. No Cameo. All the 360 games. 2 Viva Pinatas, Perfect Dark, Cameo, Banjo Nuts and Bolts. Banjo Kazooie's on there. Banjo Tooie, Conquer, Jet Force Gemini. No Donkey Kong or GoldenEye. NES games is Snake Rattle and Roll. It says all the games on it, I think. Maybe it doesn't. But it's cool. A lot of stuff on there. Grabbed by the Ghoulies on the original Xbox, which I really liked, but a lot of people hated it. I played a little bit on Game Pass, but I got it for Christmas. Haven't opened it yet. It is Hellblades Sacrifice. It's made by the same people who do Heavenly Sword and Enslaved Odyssey of the West and the DMC, the Devil May Cry that people hated, and I actually like. I like all Devil May Cries, including that one. Even though I will admit that the people like lost it over the Dante. I will admit he's not as cool and classic as the real Dante, the one from the regular series. But I thought he was fine. I don't know. I really like that game, but anyway, this woman here reminds me of the young girl from, I don't know if she is her, from Heavenly Sword, which is a great game. But this is a cool game, and I played parts of it. It's like, it says something here, where does it say? Yeah, created in collaboration with neuroscientists and people who experience psychosis. Hellblades Sacrifice will put you deep into Snow's mind. It has a very sleepy, dreamy look and feel to it. But I enjoyed when I played it. I have to get back into it, though. King's Quest, the complete collection. We have not beat this. I think we beat the first 2 chapters. Things go all different ways. Characters can die. It's classic King's Quest, kind of finding stuff, fitting and, figuring out puzzles and shit. Great voicing acting in here as well. It's got a great look as well. Mafia 3 is another one I need to get back into. This game starts had such a great beginning. What's his name? Where does it say it? Oh, Lincoln Clay. Use him. Comes back from Nam. And he was part of a small piece of a mafia in a small part of the city. New Bordeaux is pretty much just New Orleans. And the beginning's cool. You're hanging out with the other main mafia guys, like the heads of the family, I guess, who all the other families report to. And spoilers here. They fuck you over. It's intense, man. They kill your buddies and other people in your mob. You get shot in the head. And the beginning robbery scene's cool. You rob a bank and then you blow up the floor and you hit a boat in the sewer and you shoot out. It's really intense. And now he's in revenge. He wants revenge. And you got to take over sections of the city, beat the main guy. You got to do specific things and then you can take out the main dude of that area. inside like a sunken amusement park, similar to, I guess, would have been after Katrina, to Six Flags, but the soundtrack's awesome in this too. You get all the 60s tunes. Like I said, I gotta get back into this one. There's a lot I have to get back into, actually. Man Eater. I got this from Christmas. I played a bunch of it. You are a shark. This game's funny. The beginning, you're using a shark, and this shark hunter kills you, and then he cuts you out of the mother shark. And if you bite him, and he scars you, but he throws you back. He scars you. He's like, I want to remember you when you get older. But you bite him before you take his hand off. And then you're using that shark later on when he's bigger. I think you're also in like a New Orleans type area. Like this shark is somehow here. You're fighting gators. You can kill. You gotta wait till your level's up though. You upgrade your shark. It's like this kind of stuff. It's funny. You have like a little hub hangout where you like upgrade shit. You can kill people too. You can jump and kill people. Other sharks, other animals, turtles, barracudas and shit. Some are harder enemies than others. It's funny. They call it a shark PG. It's like a good kind of just, I don't know, I'd say stupid, but it doesn't take itself seriously. You're having fun kind of game. There's another game people shit on, but I liked up quite a bit. Mass Effect Andromeda. I will admit parts of the story were a bit, but I actually really like this game. I had played some of this when I had EA Replay as part of Game Pass now, but when it wasn't, and I enjoyed it, then I picked it up at GameStop with some other games when they were, buy like 4 for $20 on used. And it's cool. It takes place well into the future, but like all these people put into cryosleep and shot out during the events of, I think, Mass Effect 3, before like what's they call the Reapers or the Reavers started to really destroy everything. And you wake up, you're either Sarah, or I forget what the brother's name is. You can use either one of them. I use Sarah Ryder. And you're like colonizing new places and finding new places to set up humanity. There's different, they call it arcs. There's a couple different ones. Of course, you meet other species of aliens that speak English, of course, because why wouldn't they? But it's really cool. It's glad I like the building of it. Like when you clear out a planet and stuff, or a lot of it, you build your little area. And it's a little like bay, kind of like town. That was cool. Everything else is the same as the Mass Effects, fighting, upgrading, and shit. Romancing people. You have people in your party and shit. But I really enjoyed this game. It's not as good as 2. 3 I liked as well. I only played about 4 hours of the first one. That's why I want to get the remake or the remastered of the 3 of them, just to play the first one, really. Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. I played some of this. It was really cool. Looked amazing. Another game that starts really hot. Then you're building Mother Base. You can kidnap people and send them to Mother Base, and they become part of your army. You're in Afghanistan, I believe. And you're rebuilding Mother Base. And it's sneaking stuff. You gotta go into certain things. There's side missions and shit to do. You operate through from your home base and stuff. I need to play more of this as well. Who knows if I ever will. It was cheap when I got it. So I got fairly cheap. That's even cheaper now, but it's sold out from Best Buy. Metro Exodus. I played a very little bit of this on Game Pass, but it glitched. And I wanted to get back into it. This has a copy of Metro 2033 as well, the redo. Which I played some of that on the 360. It's a cool post-apocalyptic game, though, where you're kind of underground. I think in this one you actually come out of underground more often than the other ones, but eventually I'll play this. Things that still sealed. Another one that's sealed, but just another tactical RPG. Mutant Year Zero, Road to Eden. It just looked like another. I watched gameplay of this. It looked like a cool thing. You use like this duck and this pig, or like I guess mutated from actual duck and pig. And then there's a human as well. It's pretty good tapping there. I need to try that one out. Obviously, it's a fucking classic that I've done gameplay on. Red Dead Redemption 2. Fucking phenomenal game. looks amazing. Story is intense. It's sad. It's funny parts. It's just raw. It's such a great game. Arthur Morgan's a phenomenal character. Spoiler alert here. You also use John Marston at a point later in the game. And the epilogue. Just everything about this game's awesome. There's tons of awesome. Even the side quests are fucking awesome. All the characters are great. It has a map as well, which is nice. Just beautiful game. There's a ton of stuff you can find. There's like dinosaur bones. There's cigarette cards. All types of shit. There's animals. You hunt animals. You can rob stagecoaches. Banks. You can be an asshole. You can be good. And your meter will go up or down. The ending will actually change. Your fate of Voldemort will change depending. I played it good just because I felt like that's how his character was. I've never played Red Dead Online, but this game's fucking amazing. Really not much more you can say other than that. Now we're coming up to the Resident Evil section. Resident Evil 2 Remake. Fucking awesome. It looks amazing. Such a great remake. And this one's actually legitimately creepy. I love the original, but this one's like really creepy. You use Leon and Claire. Claire's scenario is a little bit different, so there's replayability there. When you play as her, there's different areas and stuff. There's the Ghost Survivors mode in this, which is awesome, where you play as people that died in the actual Resident Evil 2, but in this scenario, you can get them out. It's really cool. It's fun. You're on a time limit and shit. It's really cool. Awesome game. And here's the Resident Evil 3 remake. So you got Nemesis following you around. This game is more action, or this is like a full-on, like almost redo of the game. Like 2 is still 2. This one is more action-oriented than the other one was. The original 3 was. You got Jill and Carlos here. I'm up to the part where I'm using Carlos. I need to actually go back and beat this. I should do that actually soon. Jill's in the hospital right now. But using both, it's very like action movie for a lot, but it's good. I like it. It's definitely different, but I do like it. For sure, I need to go back and finish it. It looks great as well. Here's one I really like that's really creepy as well. Resident Evil Revelations 2. These are like side stories. The first one was as well. This one you use Claire and Moira Burton, and then you use Barry and this little girl, I can't remember her name. This is like the special edition. It has all the bullshit in it. The bonus content's got the raid mode, which is like you run around on a time limit, killing things, giving points. It's got 2 playable side stories. It's really cool and creepy. You're on this island, and like you're almost like Barry's catching. It's actually very emotional too in terms of Barry and his daughter. I actually really like this quite a bit. It's another game that was cheap. $9 sealed. Resident Evil Biohazard Gold Edition has all the DLC. Fucking awesome game. I did that first gameplay of it. I might do more of them in the future. I don't know. Legitimately, the first. I always love the Resident Evils, but this is the first legitimately creepy Resident Evil I've ever played. That like fucking. I was like, holy fuck, on edge. It's intense as fuck. This one's in first person. You're Ethan. You gotta find your wife. And you go to the Baker's Mansion. It's an awesome game. The band footage stuff in the end of Zodiac, all this stuff is great. Not a Hero's got Chris in it. The band footage stuff's great. There's the one where you gotta escape a bedroom. You're like locked and you escape. You gotta do different things. And Marguerite comes back and you gotta like hide back again. Really fun. The 21 with Lucas is really good. That's like a Saw type thing. And then there's the one where you have the Jack's 55th birthday, where you gotta run around, kill enemies and find food, and give him food to get his level up. And he's like, when his hunger is filled, it's over. You know, time limit. It's really fun. Awesome game. And here's Resident Evil Village. Also awesome. I like 7 a little bit more, but this one's fucking awesome too. It's different. This one's more open worldy. You're Ethan again. You gotta. It's almost like the 4 lords, similar to Lords of Shadow. Guess when Lord of Shadow, they have to take you out. The one guy's Heisenberg, the werewolf. I can't say her name, Lady Demestru or something. She's in the giant castle. She's like a vampire, and she has her daughters who are not actually vampires. You find out what they actually are. There's a main woman. Oh, there's 2 other ones. there's a Dr. Moreau type guy, and there's the one with the doll. I forget her name. She has her and the doll. That's the creepiest part, actually. I won't spoil that. Just some creepy shit chasing you. Really cool game though, still, and it has the. Is it Raid? Right? Is it Raid or is it But you gotta get points on to unlock more. This is a bonus game or whatever. Do they call it Raid? Or is it was like the Mercenaries back in like Resident Evil 4. Still an awesome game though, check it out. Oh, I gotta speed this up a little bit. I gotta go to the bathroom. My back's hurt. Rise of the Tomb Raider. This is the second of those kind of redos of Tomb Raider. Shadow of the Tomb Raider is the third one. This is probably my least favorite of the three, but I really do like it. Except this one's too much like the first. Shadow of the Tomb Raider added a lot more shit. Still looks great. You're doing a ton of stuff. Exploring the tombs and doing the actual tomb raiding puzzle type things is the best part, I think. That's what I got for $3 at the church thrift shop, Rise in Rome. I'd played this a while back. I own it again now, but it's really good. It's like gladiator type stuff in Rome. It's really fun. It's vicious, and it still looks awesome. This is a launch title. It still looks fucking amazing. It's made by guys who made the Crisis games. Good combat though. Singing City, another Cthulhu-inspired horror game. I've not played a lot of this though. I need to get back into it. It actually has a map in it. That's why it's heavy. Another game of the map, Skyrim. We all know Skyrim. It's going to come out probably for the 1000th time along with GTA 5 on the newer systems. It's Skyrim. It's fucking awesome. I got this to play the DLC, and I played the main game again, but I wanted to play Dawn Guard and Dragonborn DLC and the home building stuff. It was fun. It's Skyrim. South Park: The Fractured But Whole. Awesome RPG. If you love South Park, you'll like this. I gotta really breeze through these now. Sunset Overdrive. Awesome exclusive by Insomniac. Awesome open world colorful game. Crazy weapons like Insomniac always does. Super fun, super colorful. Just an awesome fucking game. Siberia 3. I haven't played it, but I know it's point and click like the others. Another one I haven't played that I got for $5 at Five Below, Tom Clancy's Division 2. I know it's got single. You can play kind of single player, but you need to be hooked up to Xbox Live. So. The Trine Collection's got the 4 Trine games. These games are beautiful. They can be a pain in the ass, but they're fun to play with others. Me and my fiance play them. Another turn-based strategy game, Valkyria Chronicles 4. Love the original. This one's a lot like the original. The other 2 and 3 were on the PSP. I need to play more of this because it's a sick, fun, awesome strategy game. It looks amazing too. It's like a hand-drawn painting. It looks amazing. I get back to that one too. Walking Dead, the final season. I put on my wish list. I want to get the I've played all of the games except the Michonne one, and this one has an awesome art style that they actually redid the earlier ones in the same art style. Use Clementine now. Finally, she's older. She's not like super old, but use her now, and it's cool seeing her. It's the same thing. You got to make choices and shit. An old person from the earlier game shows up again in this one. But it looks good. You're at you find like a prep school where the kids are still there living, and you gotta defend it and stuff. It's actually really cool. There's almost like little tower-based stuff as well in there. This is my most recent game, Wasteland III. Another turn-based game that looked cool that I picked up because it was like $11. Final Free 3 here. Witcher 3, wow, another one of my favorites. I fucking love it. I love the Witcher universe, the books, the games, the show. Use Geralt. This game's can be very fucking depressing. A lot of the side quests, there's not a lot of happiness in the Witcher world, but it's a beautiful game. The fighting's great and everything else. It's awesome. Just pick it up. I talk more about it if I have to go to the bathroom. This is the other one I picked up at Walmart, World of Final Fantasy Maxima. I actually have this on the Vita as well. It was $10, so I grabbed it. It's like in this different style. I forget what they call it, GB or something. And you could stack your people each other to battle. I don't know. Last game here, Ukulele and the Impossible Lair, made by some of the people who worked at Rare. So it's a beautiful game. It's hard. It's you know, it's a side scroller. It's fun though. It's really fun. A lot of collectibles and shit. We've played some of this. But yeah, sorry I had to breeze through the rest of that there, but I really gotta go and didn't want to stop this. But thanks for checking this out, and have a good day.